on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like Caitlin Clark has suffered yet another hard foul, and the referees failed to make a call.
Caitlin Clark just took a hard hit on live TV, more like something out of WrestleMania than a WNBA game. And once again, the refs didn't call a thing. Are they just big Atlanta Dream fans, or are they missing everything on purpose? Either way, get ready, because this game felt more like a drama series than a sport. Clark isn't just the star, and she's also the target. What just happened in Atlanta was wild, Doc.
The Atlanta Dream, not quite Nate Tibbetts. If you guys know anything, like Nate Tibbetts, literally like he would throw 17 different looks at Caitlin per quarter. He would throw a different look at Caitlin every single possession. However,
there she was, Caitlin Clark, known for lighting up the court, out there with the Atlanta Dream, somehow making it through what felt more like a contact sport than a basketball game. At this point, it's like the WNBA has swapped hoops for body slams. And the refs? They either missed the whole thing or thought they were at a WWE tryout instead of a pro basketball game.
A year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Bruh, how we one game away for the start of the season and we have already Caitlin Clark getting fouled extremely hard. Look back at the referee like, damn.
Let's set the scene. Caitlin Clark, sharp-eyed and deadly accurate, steps onto the court with her usual calm skill and a knack for making defenders look like they're just standing in the way. And of course, that kind of talent doesn't sit well with everyone. So how did the Atlanta Dream respond? Did they step up their defense, change their game plan, or study the film?
How much of the jealousy of Clark is because of the insane amount of publicity she gets? How much is the jealousy is because she gets so much money from endorsements? How much of it is because she's white? How much of it because she's straight? I have no idea. And I have no idea what percentage of the women are jealous and to what degree. I can't get in their minds. I have no idea. I don't know if the black players are more jealous than the white players. They're all jealous. Well, I don't think all of them. Some of them, most of them seem to be. But all I know is that the refs, if the players are going to treat her, be physical with her, the refs have to protect her, not because she's Caitlin Clark, but because the fact that it's the...
Instead of tightening up their defense, the Dream came at Clark like she'd stolen their lunch. And the refs? They reacted like they were already off the clock. No urgency, no calls, just a shrug and a look that said, not my problem. Meanwhile, one of the league's top players is getting knocked around like she accidentally stepped into a Black Friday sale. Only here, the only thing getting discounted is basic respect.
Y'all got it. And that's exactly how I'm feeling right now, bro. Like, at this point, watch this play, guys. No call whatsoever. No call whatsoever. But they will call Caitlin Clark getting a technical. They will call Caitlin Clark getting a technical foul.
At this point, you have to wonder, are the refs even watching the same game as the rest of us? Or are they off in the nosebleeds on some kind of spiritual retreat, searching for inner peace? Because what happened to Caitlin Clark wasn't just a foul. It was full-on WWE. Elbows to the ribs, shoulders to the chest, forearms to the face. Pretty much everything short of a folding chair and a surprise tag team. And the officials? They reacted with the energy of a sloth watching a golf replay. Barely a blink.
NBA referees' secret agenda against Caitlin
Clark drives hard to the basket, clearly going for the layup. The Atlanta Dream defense swarms, not with smart footwork or solid positioning, but with the wild energy of a rugby pileup on roller skates. One defender reaches for the ball, another goes straight for her midsection, and a third seems to pull off a mid-air move straight out of a video game. Clark takes the hit from all sides. 3 defenders, full contact, wrapped in total chaos. And the whistle? Nothing. Total silence. Maybe it went on vacation. You could almost hear the refs thinking, let them play. Which might fly in a rough pickup game from the 90s, but this is the WNBA. The crowd gasped, Clark hit the floor, and the game just kept going. Like she tripped over her own talent instead of getting knocked into next week. The only thing More missing than the foul call was any real response from the officials.
One of the biggest hurdles for Caitlin Clark at Indiana Fever last season was the WNBA referees. Now, the front office made it their business to revamp the team, bring in more aggressive players to help them get further in the WNBA season and possibly win a WNBA championship. But before any of that stuff can even get done, we have to take a look at the misguided missile that can destroy everything this upcoming season, and that is the WNBA referees and this secret agenda.
And let's not pretend this was some one-off mistake. This wasn't just a bad call, it was a full game of rules-optional refereeing, where contact was welcomed, and fouls felt more like polite suggestions. At one point, Clark was bringing the ball up the court and took a shoulder check that would have earned a 15-yard penalty in the NFL. She popped right back up, because, let's be honest, she's tougher than the refs who watched it happen and did nothing. One official, standing just feet away, stared into the distance like he was rethinking every life choice that brought him to this game. Meanwhile, over on the Dreams bench, you could almost hear the strategy, if you can't. Stop her! Just hit her! That's not defense. That's denial in motion. And instead of stepping in to restore control, the officials looked more like spectators in bright jerseys.
Indiana Fever fans, we got another W in the preseason against the Atlanta Dream, 81-76. There's a lot that went on in this game. So this was a very competitive game. All the way through, they were given full court defense on Caitlin Clark. For the most part of the game, the starters did sit after 3. Caitlin Clark finished with 13, 7, and 6. She could have had 12 to 15 assists. Wait until you see the highlights. She did drop a couple bombs. She hit 3 3-pointers. We did get a...
And here's the kicker. Even while getting treated like a piñata by frustrated defenders, Caitlin Clark still balled out. Because, of course she did. It's Caitlin Clark. You could drop her in the middle of a rugby match and she'd still hit a step-back 3, despite being tossed around like airport luggage by defenders who clearly missed the memo on handle with care. She ran the offense with incredible control. Actually, scratch that. She didn't just run it, she made it sing. The way she finds teammates isn't just basketball, it's jazz. Unpredictable, fluid, perfectly timed. While defenders looked stuck in slow motion, Clark was out there calculating. Angles like a machine, with the vision of a magician and the brain of a computer. She was 2 steps ahead while everyone else was still trying to figure out where the ball went. And yes, let's talk numbers, because the stats don't lie, even if the refs seem to forget the rule. Clark didn't just survive the mess. She owned it.
If this would have been a regular season game, I believe Caitlin Clark very much flirts with a triple-double in this game. If this is a regular season game, because she was heading down that road, she only played 23 minutes.
Clark was dishing out assists all over the court. Left hand, right hand, behind the back, even threading passes through defenders' legs while they were too busy trying to box her out to realize their shoelaces were untied. She didn't just see the floor. She ran it like a choreographer with something to prove. When the Dream tried to trap her with double teams, she sliced right through them, moving like she had a lightsaber in a fencing match. You could almost hear the crowd react with every smooth move past defenders who looked stuck somewhere between awe and confusion. Every time Atlanta tried to throw her off with defense that felt more like a hockey check than a basketball play, Clark barely reacted. Maybe a quick glance, maybe a shrug like, that's it?
Caitlin Clark, in 23 minutes of play, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. In 23 minutes, Caitlin Clark already shows all of us who are watching along, stay tuned, folks. Multiple triple-doubles are coming this.
She drained threes with the body language of someone fixing a jammed printer. Calm, methodical, and vaguely annoyed she had to do it herself, and every shot fell so cleanly it looked like she was placing them there with tweezers. No rim, no drama, just net swish after swish, while her defenders stood around like they were waiting for a bus that wasn't coming. Meanwhile, the Dreams bench had that collective "we've made a terrible mistake" expression, and her defenders carried. The body language of people who just found out their car got towed during brunch, slumped shoulders, 1,000-yard stare.
Caitlin Clark, in 23 minutes of play, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. In 23 minutes, Caitlin Clark already shows all of us who are watching along, stay tuned, folks. Multiple triple doubles are coming this. You guys saw what I did in 23 minutes. Wait until I'm playing 30 plus. Wait until I'm playing 35 minutes. Wait until my chemistry with my teammates are all the way there. Wait until Stephanie White fine-tunes this offense around me a little bit more, tweak something here, tweak something there, and we get really into the swing of things. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan, an Indiana Fever fan, you got to be happy with what you're seeing.
And from where they're coming from when she does indeed hit them. You know, just comes off and cash. It's easy money from distance. Right? And that's not the only play. She shot a bunch of it, and it's been the whole preseason where it looks to me like on her deepest shot.
I need to say this. In the blue uniforms, you can tell Caitlin Clark looks much stronger, much thicker, much more definition, more muscular. The clothes are fitting a little tighter this year than they did last year, and I don't think she went down a size. I think she bulked up a size.
So, you know, in addition to how easily it looks like she's shooting those threes and hitting those threes in the clip that she's doing it, you know, going to the rack, all these various things that show she's even stronger than she was a year ago. And you see it in the strong numbers. I mean, 13 points, 6 boards, 7 assists in 23 minutes of action.